and LinkedIn and all of the platforms at the same time for being live now that I've got my other platforms all together connected, what it is that I wanted to do. So I am Robin Stoltman, your intuitive parenting expert. I'm also a healer. I'm also an author, podcast host. I am a funnel builder, just learning how to build funnels. You can see my background, learning how to do the funnels. And so what I was talking about, like the politics and the pain and life, is this: that politics, if you want to stay in business, keep them out of your business. There's a couple people, no, more than a couple people today already said, this or that for politics. And I'm like, yep, leave it at the door, leave it at home, leave it at the polls. Don't bring it in here. I'm a healer. I don't need that stuff. I'm a healer. I have Jesus. I don't need all this other stuff. So one of the things that I also realize, and when I say that about Jesus, I'm like, I'm not worried about things, because guess what? No one gets out of this world alive. Big thing right now. You're not going to get out of this alive. You just won't. You're born into this and you're going to die. But how you choose to live from the time you're born to the time you die is 100% up to you. You have control over your mind, your emotions 100% of the time. So one of the things that this leads to with pain is that when people say fibromyalgia, for example, this happened earlier today with fibromyalgia, okay, we know that it's a psychological disorder. Most people don't want to hear that because they want to believe that, yes, that it is a real pain disorder. Yes, the doctors don't understand why a person has pain, but the same doctor that went to school to study medicine, is not the same doctor that went to study the psychology of the mind and how it works. I'll repeat that. The doctor who went to school for medicine does not have the same schooling as a person who went to school for psychology, to understand the brain and how it works. So what that means is that a person like myself, who is a certified hypnotherapist by trade, I have my diploma in hypnotherapy from the nation's only accredited college of hypnotherapy, okay? Most hypnotherapists, most hypnotists do not have their diploma from an accredited college, if at all. They just want to go do a 4-day training. You go to walmart.com, pick up a dummy book, and there you can go hypnotize somebody like that. It's easy, That's not me. So when I took my pain management specialty, which I do have that in hypnosis, okay? So what that means is that we can remove pain from the brain. We can tell the brain to stop sending the signals of pain from the brain to the rest of the body. So if you're a person who has fibromyalgia like I have, I could easily go say, you know what? I could go back to my ways. In fact, that's one of the things I was thinking. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I want more attention. Let's go back to having fibromyalgia so I can get more attention. Let's go back to having the pain of being touched just because it felt so good. Let's go back to when I couldn't sleep all the time, when my brain was so foggy, I couldn't think all the time, and it hurt all the time. And I just think about it, and guess what happens? All 18 tender points start coming back. Our mind is so powerful. We can build buildings. We can build businesses. We can have children. We can build things. We can destroy things, all with the same thing that we all have, our tongue. Our tongue is the smallest muscle in the body that has the most power. Out of all the muscles in the entire body, our tongue is the most powerful. Our tongue is the most powerful muscle in the entire body, yet it is the most detrimental to this and to the rest of our body. The power of life and death is in the tongue. The Bible just doesn't say it just to say it, by the way. It's the truth. Why do you think you're supposed to study on God's word? Because it's the truth. When you fall short of that, it's kind of like the fig tree, okay? A fig tree, for example, it's got all these beautiful vines, all these beautiful things that come around it, okay? But it knows exactly which ones won't bear fruit because of how it does things. Okay. So what I'm trying to think of, Glenn's making, yeah, I know you just pooped. So what I'm trying to say is that, okay, the fibromyalgia deal, I was diagnosed when I was 15. Okay. I was like many people at first. No, it's not a psychological disorder. No, it's not a mental disorder. No, 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 it's real pain. Oh my God, it hurts. You can't touch me. It hurts some days. It hurts to be touched. It hurts. Yes, so did the sexual abuse that I dealt with 10 years. And that's what the root cause was. See, most people, they don't want to know. They don't even know that abuse, sexual, is a huge, huge factor as to why people have fibromyalgia in the first place. Okay, because your body holds on to that memory. Your cells that regenerate every 24 hours, by the way, our thoughts cause that cell that just died 24 hours ago, our thoughts cause that new cell to reproduce the exact same belief that we already had programmed in that cell before that already died. Every 24 hours, you're getting new cells in your body. So every 24 hours, you're imprinting the exact same crap onto the next cell to keep reproducing the exact same cells that you didn't want in the first place. So that's why it keeps repeating the same habits. The brain also is amazing at picking up habits. So when I was thinking about this today, when I picked up energy from somebody else that I didn't exactly need to be picking up stuff from today, I also realized this, that when it comes to things like pain, okay, 25% is real. And by what I mean by is that if you use hypnosis, the pain does not stop. You're going to somebody like me who is certified in pain management using hypnosis, went to a college for hypnosis, doing all this stuff. I understand the concept of pain. I can take the pain that I've got in my foot, and that pain is real. The pain in my hip is real. I've got a tear in my hip. But now when I'm taking care of the mental aspect of the pain being there, I'm able to say, you know what? That's great that I've got a tear up. My labrum is tore all the way through in my right hip. It needs a third hip surgery. Okay, I know this. But I'm able to, with the exact same mind, use hypnosis, put myself into it to be like, and tell myself, okay, and now I'm imagining the doctor's doing a whip stitch in my hip, in that area where it's tore. And then I'm able, because your body has morphine in it, believe it or not, your body has morphine. So I'm able to send those morphine cells down into that area so I don't have to have that pain when I walk around, because that's a choice. Most people don't understand that. So like the fibromyalgia debate, well, yes, I can say, yeah, I want to be able to have more attention. I'll agree to having the fibromyalgia. Okay, I'll agree to more attention. Yes, but I'd rather just tap on it, use hypnosis, and it's gone. I still get days where I have pain between my knees and all the other tender points, but that's a choice whether or not I choose to focus on that, because where your attention goes, it expands. So instead of expanding on the intention of pain, I would rather focus on, okay, what can I do instead? I can play with my kids. I can walk. I can still move my body. And then let's not forget that most people, when they're complaining about these different issues, they fail to realize that somebody else has it worse than they do. Because I realize there's people out there in this world who have it worse than I do. And I'm the person that's on disability nonetheless saying this. I get $814 a month from disability, working my ass off to try to get off of disability for my family. People don't even have to know my financials, but yet I'm sitting here saying, you know what? But I'm the person who's saying that you can do anything you put your mind to. I'm the person who's sitting here saying, you know what? I have a brain injury, a severe front right lobe traumatic brain injury. Okay, that means right here, part of my brain got hit literally when I fell off of my bicycle. Okay, this part of my helmet to my right ear was cracked. I had amnesia. I had a lot of things wrong when I hit that pavement from my bicycle accident Thank God I had my helmet on, otherwise I wouldn't be here right now. So when I think of that, and then I think about the fibromyalgia, I think about the arthritis, and Lord knows arthritis causes pain for some people because we all have arthritis. It's how we handle pain, how we saw our parents handle pain, how we saw other people handling pain when we were children, how we see these people do these different things. That's where we learn those behaviors from. It's a learned behavior, kind of like writing. That's a learned behavior. How you poop and how you pee is a learned behavior too, by the way. Your parents had to teach you how to do both on the bathroom, did they not? Because if they didn't teach you that, you would not be going in the toilet. You understand that, correct? Okay, so we've got this understood that we learn everything from our parents, our main caregivers, from the people around us. In schools, we learn these behaviors. So when I want to talk about this is because politics have nothing to do with your business, then don't bring it up. I don't want it into my business. I've told people that today. If you're going to talk it, I don't want you here. It's just plain and simple. I have boundaries, and that's my boundary. I've heard everything else, but I don't want to hear politics. Leave them at the door, leave them at home, leave them somewhere else away from me. I don't want to deal with it. They belong at home and at the polls, not with me when I'm a healer trying to help other people get to the actual root cause of their problems, okay? So I address politics, I address pain, and now let's address life. Things in life happen to us. Is the victim mentality, happens to us. The survivor, the thriver mentality says it happens for us. So I could have easily, like a lot of people who have chronic pain, who have PTSD. I also have PTSD. There's a lot of people in this world that we could easily say, well, I can't do this anymore because of blah, 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 blah down the line, okay? I could have easily said, I'm not going to run a business because my son was taken away at 4 days old in Minnesota child protection. I could have easily said that. I could have easily took and committed suicide like 95% of the women that get that have this happen do. I could have easily done that. I could have easily turned to drugs and alcohol, which I've never done either one, but I could have easily learned from somebody else how to do both. I could have easily learned to do these other things that are so much easier, like go smoke a joint. I could have done all these other things that are so much easier, but instead, I decided that I wasn't going to be like everybody else and play the poor me, I want attention game. And there's days that I get frustrated too. There's days I get so frustrated with myself. Like after this thing today, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I need to go back to the poor me. Maybe I need to go back to that because maybe I shouldn't be running a business. Maybe nobody wants to actually heal. Maybe people just want to be able to go take their medications from their doctors. They want to be able to go take and do all of these things. They want to put Band-Aid after Band-Aid after Band-Aid on the problem instead of fixing the problem because the problem is here. It's always here. Very rarely is your problem actually in the outside world. That's why you can't manifest what you want. You're never going to manifest what you want in the outside world until you fix this inner world. So that's one of the things that I'm working on. So when it comes to money, yes, what am I doing to fix this so that it reflects out here? I'm working on this. I've been working on this for the last 2 years straight, seeing my hypnotherapist to help me out with this for the money coming in. I've been asking my hypnotherapist saying, hey, I need help so I can do my live, so I can do my promotion, so I can do these different things. And then guess what happens? I go and I do it. Because I know what I need help with. I tell my hypnotherapist, hey, I need this. Can you help me? Help me promote myself. Help me think positive about these different things. I get that help. It goes directly into my subconscious mind in hypnosis. And then it starts happening in my outer life. Because hypnosis works. You're hypnotized when you listen to music, when you go to church, when you go to the stores, when you drive, you're in hypnosis. When you watch movies, you're in hypnosis. When you're on social media, you're in hypnosis. You're hypnosis all the time. what the media doesn't want you to know, what a lot of people don't want you to know is this, that there's people in this world that have good intentions, like myself, who are like, you know what, people need to know that they're in hypnosis all the time. Why would I want to hypnotize them into buying my stuff? I know how to hypnotize people, but if I went and I used and applied my skills, like NLP hypnosis, then I could have anything that I wanted. The problem is that I'm just like, why do that? You know, there's so many people that have those bad intentions in the world where they're like, vote for me because of blah, 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 blah. They use your emotions. They know how to get those emotional buttons pushed on people. And the reason why they do it is that's because how people buy. One of the things of how they get people to buy is they use fear. Remember when everybody was scared in 2020, 2021, and a little bit of 2022, everybody was so scared because everybody was going to get sick from the next person because they were so incredibly scared that if they coughed, if they sneezed, they were going to get sick. How many people remember that? Okay. That was a fear tactic that was used for you to stay at home and lose your job and for businesses to shut down. That's a fear tactic. Yes, it was a real thing that we couldn't see, but so is God, and you can't see him. But yet you're scared of a bug that you had a 99% survival rate of, but you weren't scared of God that has more control over when you take your last breath if you go to heaven or hell. This is what I'm talking about for life. There's a lot of things out here that people are not making any sense of. I just don't understand it. And maybe this isn't the place for LinkedIn for this part of it, but it does have to do with business, because if you want to have a business, keep your politics at home and at the polls. If you want to be able to have no pain in life, think about where it's coming from. Have you suffered trauma in your life? Because if you have suffered trauma, I can guarantee you that's where your fibromyalgia, where all of your pain is coming from. It's coming from trauma. And if your trauma and those emotions have not been dealt with, the pain and the emotions have to go somewhere. The body holds on to those. There's books out there written, The Body Keeps Score. There's another one that's called The Body. There's a body language book. There's a bunch of them out there. But anyways, I'm trying to remember. There is one called The Body Language Book. The Body Keeps Score is another one. Then there's another one. I can't remember the name of it. But it's another one that has to do with pain. But anyways, there are body syndromes, and that's like with surgery. Okay, I could have had surgery on my carpal tunnel, but you know what? The doctor told me straight out, if you're learning hypnosis, which I was at the time, he said, stick with the hypnosis because the surgeries don't work for this. Because it's a this disorder. It's not a this disorder. Yes, I do have it where my hand goes numb. But you want to know a secret to what I found it was causing my hand to go numb? Doing things I didn't really want to be doing. I stopped doing those things, and guess what? My hand works. And in fact, I used to have to use a dog clicker to do hypnosis sessions. I don't have to use a dog clicker anymore because I went the more I snap my fingers, the louder I get. The more I snap my fingers, the louder it gets. And the louder it gets, the better I feel. The more my hand feels better, the more louder I can get with these snaps. So using those commands, the brain took it on and said, okay, now she can snap her fingers. And my hand's still going on. So I thank you for your time and your energy as always. I got to change a diaper here. If I offended anybody, ask yourself, what emotion that stirred up, what you can choose to do about it, what you're going to choose to do about it, and where you can learn on how to heal from it, because the body knows how to heal itself. The mind is extremely powerful. Think about it. We put a man on the moon. We get Tupperware from plastic, from petroleum that's in the ground. We have a light bulb that took 10,000 attempts as to how to figure out how to do it. So we had a light bulb. I don't know about you, but none of that stuff was here. Somebody thought of it long enough. They focused on it until they got exactly what it is that they wanted. Lights instead of candlesticks. Even matches had to be thought of how to make. Vehicles that we have. Henry Ford thought of how to be able to make a motor, how to be able to make it run. So our thoughts are extremely powerful. If they can do it, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. It's not that hard. But if you want to stay average, that's fine. I'm not hating on people who want to stay average. We want people to go work for somebody else who is willing to take the risks that you're not. I mean, that's what employers are. I'm like, you're taking the employees don't handle the risks that the CEO does. I've got a lot more risks from owning a business than if I went and worked for somebody else. But those are the one of the things that I'm like, I'd rather work for myself. I've always had that entrepreneurial spirit, and I'm never going to be able to remove it because I knew I was born to lead. So I appreciate your time and your energy as always. And like I said, if I offended anybody, that's okay. No skin off my back. I really don't care, because I tell you right now, politics stay at home and at the polls. Your pain, only 25% of it is real. Really ask yourself, where is it coming from? And if you know, then come see me and I can help you relieve that. I can help you remove that, because nobody needs to be in pain. You can get that removed. So come see me and I can help you with that. And then life issues, well, I can help you with that too, because who doesn't have issues in life? And the true healers like myself are the ones who are out there actively working on themselves every single day, trying to figure out how to remove the next problem that comes up. I swear, you release one problem, you get another 5. So I appreciate your time and your energy as always, and make it a great day because you had that choice. All right. Ended my live on Instagram. Now I'm going to